Hello and welcome to LikeANativeSpeaker. In this three-part lesson, you're going to be learning about first, second, and third person pronouns. Before we begin, I would like to ask you a favor. I would like to know if you are interested in studying with me in a grammar course. If you are interested, please email me at LikeANativeSpeaker1@gmail.com and just tell me you're interested. I'm working on something pretty awesome. We're going to begin at the beginning. First of all, what is a pronoun? A pronoun is a type of word that replaces the regular noun or proper noun. Think of pronouns like professional nouns. They can go into any place and serve the purpose of the noun. We have several classes of pronouns, but in this lesson, we're going to focus on the first person pronouns. First person pronouns are used to refer to the first person, me. We actually have 4 first person pronouns, depending on if it's the subject or the object, or if it's singular or plural. This chart shows the 4 first person pronouns. Starting with singular subjective pronoun, I. That means it's a single person, me, and it's in the subject position. Ian likes cookies. I love cookies. Moving on to the next one, keeping singular but moving to the object case is me. Now both of these refer to me, but we have to make sure we use the correct one, depending on if the noun is the subject position or the object position. If you mix them up, you sound very strange. If you put me in the subject position, you sound very primitive, like a caveman. Me want cookies. And if you use I in the object position, you sound like you're from 500 years ago and you're trying to be better than everyone else. Oh, cookies are very delicious for I. So if you don't want to sound like a cave person or a snob, make sure I and me are in the correct position. Continuing to the plural, we have the same idea. We is in the subject position and us is in the object position. In contrast to the singular, if you mix up the positions of we and us, it's just wrong. It doesn't sound strange or give a feeling, it's just incorrect. One more thing I want to talk about with first person pronouns is if we have 2 subjects or 2 objects. Now, this next tip is something that native speakers constantly make mistakes about. But what I hear most from students is, in the subject position, I and my friend. If you have 2 nouns in the subject position, I must always come after. However, if you have 2 words in the object position, usually me comes first. These cookies were made by me and my friends. So again, subject position, I comes second. Object position, me comes first. Now, the native speaker's mistake, most English students don't do this, is putting I in the object position with multiple objects. Many native speakers will say, these cookies were made by my friends and I, which is actually incorrect. The best way to know for sure whether or not you have the right subject or object is to remove the other nouns. For example, these cookies were made by I. Not correct. These cookies were made by me. These cookies were made by me and my friends. This is how you tell whether to use I or me, understanding if it's the subject or object position. Luckily, we and us are plural, so you usually don't need a second subject or object. And so this is not a problem in the plural. So, a quick review. There are 4 first person pronouns. I, me, we, and us. The first 2, I and me, are singular. The second 2, we and us, are plural. I and we are subject case. Me and us are object case. It's important to ensure that you're using these in the correct positions for natural sounding English. And make sure you're careful when you're using multiple nouns that your pronouns are in the correct position and you're not using a subject pronoun in the object case. And the final thing to be careful about with first person pronouns, particularly I and we, is how to conjugate the verb after. It's actually not so difficult. You just use the basic dictionary form. I go, we go, I say, we do. Simple dictionary form. This was part 1 of my series on pronouns. As always, if you have any questions, please put them in the comments. I will answer them as quickly as I can. If you enjoyed this lesson, please subscribe to my channel. I make new videos every week. And like always, I'll see you next time.